Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. It's that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. We're talking how to buy your first stock. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do you realize that the moment you got your first smartphone, the phrase "I don't know" literally became obsolete, right? All I did was a Google search on how to buy stock, and you wouldn't believe all of the great content that came up. So I'm going to teach you today, as I'm teaching myself, how to buy your first stock. So come on in here, man. Click like, click share. Let me know the name of the business and or brand that you are building. And we're going to teach the world today how to buy their first stock. So I'm super excited about this episode. A lot of people have asked me, Cortez, what stock do you invest in? I traditionally invest a lot of my money in my own business. I invest in mutual funds, don't really pick individual stocks. But today that changes. So you guys get to come along with me on this journey on how to buy your first stock. So again, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, from MyPerfectMoneyPlan.com. And I'm coming to you live and direct from the Extra Digit Movement Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. I've got to say, welcome to all of the brand new members who've decided to rock with the Extra Digit Movement and learn how to grow their income, their cash flow, and their net worth one extra digit at a time. Some of you guys have been following along with us. Some of you guys have actually partnered with me, and we all month long offered a special that allowed you to rock with us and save $99. A lot of you guys took advantage of that special. So I want to say welcome to the Extra Digit Movement family. Get plugged in, stay plugged in, and take the necessary actions laid out by your respective leaders in the movement. Super excited. Welcome to all of those of you who decided to partner with me personally. I'm super excited to lead you on the journey to building generational wealth from scratch. If you would like to know more about the Extra Digit Movement, just comment keyword Extra Digit. We're talking how to buy your first stock, ladies and gentlemen. I still hear in 2021 people talking about, I don't do the internet, I don't do social media. The internet is 25 years old. What do you mean you don't do the internet? The internet is everywhere, right? People still talking, I don't know about investments. The minute you got your first smartphone, you were disallowed to use the phrase, I don't know, as an excuse anymore. Now, people around you still accept that excuse, but they're thinking in the back of their heads, what does this person mean? They don't know. All you got to do is pull up Google, right? And I'm going to show you today. I pulled up Google and I typed in how to buy stocks because I don't buy individual stocks. First of all, 80% of the money that I invest is invested back into my own business, right? My coach and mentor, Brian Dean, teaches me that when I invest in myself, that's where I get the greatest returns, right? It's okay to get a 1-to-2 ratio on your returns. It's okay to get a 1-to-100, a 1-to-500, but a 1-to-1,000, that's reserved for the business owners. And then the other 20% that I do invest outside of my own business, I usually invest in mutual funds, right? I found some funds that locked in at about 16%, and I just put my money in there because it's more of a set it and forget it type of thing. But I've been listening to Wall Street Trapper a lot lately. And if you guys don't know the Wall Street Trapper story, bro ended up going to prison, did a little time, ran into some guys that taught him about stock. He got out, started learning the stock game, and ultimately that's what got him out of the streets. And now he teaches stock market investing to the culture. So I'm starting to pick up some things, and I want to get a little bit more into buying individual stocks, researching companies. I want to do a little bit of that today. A couple quick announcements. For those of you who are wanting to self-publish, right? I have a program called Instant Authority Builders, 21 Days to Launch. We're rolling that out this month. I'm about to write my third book, and I've already self-published 2. And I thought, hey, why not take people on this journey with me, those who want to come? So you can actually beta test the Instant Authority Blueprint, where I walk you through the process of self-publishing. We do everything from helping you lay out your brand that's going to support the book, helping you with your book cover, your ISBN number, everything that you need to self-publish and get that book launched. We do that, believe it or not, y'all, in 21 days. If you're interested in learning more about that program, comment keyword 21, and I will literally send you a link to the calendar that you can book an appointment with me. I'll see if your book fits our model. If so, then we'll help you launch your thing in 21 days or less. So we're talking how to buy your first stock. But before we do that, we got to get you with the quote of the day. Every day on the Cortez Hustle Show, we start with a quote. Today's quote is from David Goggins, the baddest man on the planet, right? David Goggins says, nothing wants to stand in front of something that keeps attacking it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams and goals. You have to be in attack mode all the time. You know why? Because that's how you get the universe to yield. That's how you get the dreams and goals to yield to your will, is by constantly being on the attack. David Goggins calls it breaking souls, right? He said, I break the soul of anything that stands in front of me, right? He went from 300 pounds to 190 pounds just to get into the military. Then he went through Ranger training, Navy SEAL training. He broke the world record for pull-ups. I mean, dude is just flat out badass, right? There's no other way to say it. But he said, nothing wants to stand in the way or stand in front of something that keeps attacking it, right? Are you relentless, or do you attack one time? If that thing withstands your attack, do you then quit and give up? Or do you keep coming back? Do you attack from multiple angles? Do you attack from multiple ways? Do you find different methods of attack, right? What is your favorite quote? Drop that in the comments. That is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And it's brought to you by my girl, Bianca Shante. And those of you who don't know me, anytime you support one of the sponsors on this show, you also get some free resources from me. And today, the first 5 people that support Bianca Shante and go grab this book, you're going to get a free vacation voucher. So let me let you hear all about all things positive. Today's show was brought to you in part by Bianca Shante, wife, Air Force veteran, business owner, motivational speaker, and now #1 best-selling author of All Things Positive. This book is filled with hope and inspiration for anyone that needs a little push. If you are struggling in a relationship, with your mental health, with deciding on a business idea, or just want a new awesome book to read for your self-care day, this is the one. This book will help you to self-evaluate and even ignite a fire within. Grab yours today at IamBiancaShante.com. All Things Positive has 7 focus areas where different life struggles, weaknesses, and negative perspectives are addressed while giving readers a more positive outlook, direction, and a push to change their life trajectory for the better by focusing on all things positive. IamBiancaShante.com. Grab your copy today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is when you grab your copy today at IamBiancaShante.com, inbox me a copy of your receipt, and I'm going to send you our video clip on the 15 different locations that you can choose from, and we'll send you your free vacation voucher as well. So let's get into how to buy your first stock, man. And for those of you who hang around to the end of today's episode, I'm also going to teach you how to free up cash flow to start investing and buying these stocks. A lot of times we think that we can't invest because we can't afford to invest. Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, you can't afford not to invest, right? Your future generations are counting on you to win the money game so that they don't have to fight as hard. I dropped a link in the comments already to this article from NerdWallet, and it's a great resource for all things finance, right? If you want to learn anything about finances, then NerdWallet is a great site for you to check out and review. But it says buying stock isn't as complicated as it seems, but you'll need to do some research and learn the lingo before you make your first investment. That is critically important. But here are the steps. Now, I'm going to give you the steps, y'all. I'm not giving you strategy. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm not a licensed investment coach, advisor, anything like that. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm going to give you the steps. This is not strategy. Again, I'm learning these steps today so I can go out and purchase my first stock, right? So I'm not giving you advice and I'm not giving you strategy. I think it's important that we all learn the steps. And once you have the steps, then you need to get with someone like a Wall Street Trapper. You need to subscribe to the Earn Your Leisure podcast, where they do Market Mondays every night. They teach you about the stock. Every Monday night, they teach you about the stock market, and they go over strategies, how to properly evaluate companies and that kind of thing. I just want to open the door and open your mind to the idea and remove the stigma that has been placed around not just the stock market, but money in general. There's a reason, guys, that we think money is difficult. There's a reason for that, y'all. That is systematic. They have really done a good job of making us think that it's not something that we can master. And as a result, we have yet to master money in terms of growing our wealth, but we sure know how to spend our wealth, right? And that's also by design. So let me give you the 5 steps, and we're going to go into each one a little bit more detail. You got to select an online stockbroker. You got to research the stocks you want to buy, decide how many shares to buy, choose your stock order type, and then optimize your stock portfolio. So again, those are the 5 areas that we're going to cover today. Select your online stockbroker, research the stocks you want to buy, decide how many shares to buy, choose your stock order type, and then optimize your stock portfolio. All right, so let's get into it. To buy stocks, you'll first need a brokerage account, which you can set up in about 15 minutes. Then once you've added money to the account, you can follow the steps below to find, select, and invest in individual companies, right? You guys missed my Instagram TV. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, you might want to follow me on Instagram. I do some specific things on Instagram that I don't do on Facebook or YouTube. And my Instagram is @Financial Health Mentor. And one of the things that I do over there is a show called daily bars. And this is where I break down bars from some of my heroes in the online marketing space, my heroes in the financial education space, my heroes in the personal growth and self-development space. And Wall Street Trapper said something that got me on this kick about investing and buying stock. He said, the hardest thing in the world to do is to own a successful company. But the easiest thing in the world to do is to invest in one, right? So I'm going to show you how easy it is to invest in a company, right? So number one, select an online stock broker, right? What is a stock broker? See, when the market crashed and we went through the Great Depression in the late 1920s, one of the reasons that happened is because there was no buffer between investors and companies or people who sold investments. You could literally sell directly to the public. And a lot of people sold shiesty investments to the public, and people literally lost their shirts, right? So after that, what they did was they created a mechanism that served as a go-between, and that's called a stock broker, right? So you can't go to buy from an individual company stock anymore. You have to go through a broker, and that broker's job is to educate you on the industry and the market as a whole. Right now, some people say that brokerage is designed to keep poor people out. That's another argument for another day. But the technical reason is so that people wouldn't lose their shirts, right? So what a brokerage is a go-between. You have the company who's selling the stock, you have the broker, and then you have you. You set up your brokerage account where you get educated about the market in general, and you can make an educated decision on which stock you want to buy. Now, of course, with the brokerage comes brokerage fees. This is why you have to learn how to select the right online stock broker. The easiest way to buy stocks is through an online stock broker. After opening and funding your account, you can buy stocks through brokers' websites in a matter of minutes. Other options include using a full-service stock broker or buying stock directly from the company. Opening an online stock brokerage account is as easy as setting up a bank account. You complete an account application, provide proof of identity, and what is that? That's my Zoom popping up on my screen to update. So basically, and then there's another article here, and this is why I gave you the article itself in the comments and in the show notes, so that when you go read this up yourself, these articles always link to other additional resources. So there's a resource on how to choose a good stock broker. All right, and let's go over some of those real quick. So they list 11 best online brokers for stock trading for August 2021. So here are some that you can choose from. There's E-Trade, there is Ameritrade, there is Interactive Brokers, there is Webull, there's Robinhood. Let's see. These are just some different brokers that you can choose from. Now, this article, I'm not going to go through all of this, but this article also teaches you how to compare one broker to the next. TradeStation, Zacks Trade, Ali Invest, Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, Fidelity. That's who I'm with. And a lot of you guys have these accounts. If you have a 401k, you already have a brokerage account. You just don't know it. Your 401k is managed by an investment broker, an investment banker, and that investment banker will allow you to set up your own independent brokerage account with them. So that's the first thing you do is set up your brokerage account. You're going to get educated on the market itself, and they also provide due diligence on the individual companies so that you can do company research. They have all sorts of resources available for you to make a sound and educated decision. Because keep in mind this, guys, if you're working with a brokerage account, a brokerage company, they don't want you to lose your money, because if you lose your money, you're going to blame them and you're going to leave. No, they want you to be successful because they get a commission on every stock you buy, every trade you make. So why would they not provide enough information for you to be successful in your trading endeavor? So number one is you got to choose a stock broker, right? And I just gave you a list of 11 of those, and I'll put this article also in the comments and in the show notes so that you guys can compare the various brokerage accounts that are available out there for you. But before we get into steps 2 through 5, we got to get into 1 minute motivation. Y'all know 1 minute motivation is my favorite segment of the show. This is where we play a short motivational video. And I want you to give me your takeaways on the video. I'm gonna give you a couple of my takeaways, but let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
We always say we're going to pursue our dreams one day. We're going to start that business one day. We're going to travel the world one day. We're going to get in better shape one day. It's time to step into the fire and step out of your comfort zone, as the legends before you did, rising above the ashes of those who paved the way for you to be here today. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Today is your day. This is day one. Day one of the rest of your life.
Is it one day or is today your day one? In other words, how do you live? What is your mentality? I had a dream of playing in the NBA, but I had to become an NBA ball player. I dreamed of being a Hall of Fame motivational speaker, but I had to become a Hall of Fame motivational speaker. Your dreams are no good if you're not willing to become. That one day won't happen until you become. And when I talk about become, you must become legit. You can't fake this thing.
Hoo-wee. Day one or one day, right? We're always talking about what we're going to do someday. Someday ain't on the calendar, y'all. Someday is not on the calendar. Either today, right? Put a date on that thing. One day or day one. Listen, y'all. When does one day become day one for you? Right? Kimberly says, now. It's going down now. I love that, Kimberly. Yeah, you got to take your life in your own hands, right? The Apostle Paul in the Bible says we are all God's, right? What does that mean? That means just like God is a creator, I am a creator. Just like God created the world, the universe, you create your world, your universe, right? And a lot of the problem that we have in accomplishing our dreams, even going after our dreams, is our unwillingness to accept full responsibility for the world that we're creating. Listen, y'all, if my world is upside down, I did that. I can't point the finger at nobody else. I can't blame it on anybody else. It's their fault. It's my responsibility. If my world is upside down, who created my world? I did. If somebody is in my world causing a bunch of commotion, I can sit back and blame that person for causing the commotion, or I can sit back and say, you didn't want to let that person in your world in the first place. So it's still your fault. Learn to take full responsibility for everything that is going on inside your universe, because it is your responsibility. Even if you allowed someone to come into your world and they start shaking things up, it's your responsibility to fix it. It's your responsibility to get them out of your universe. It's your responsibility to cut that person off. It's your responsibility, if you can't cut them off, to train them on how to treat you. What are you willing to become? As I was thinking about this morning, I'm like, I'm building a media empire that will one day surpass Ted Turner and Walt Disney, right? But I thought about what I'm really aiming to become just in this world of media, because Dr. Claude Anderson says one of our problems is that we don't own media. And when you don't own media, that means you cannot communicate, right? And when you can't communicate, you can't organize. And when you can't organize, you can't mobilize. So media is very important to me, but really, what I'm aiming to become is what I call a super entrepreneur. I look at people like Steve Jobs. I look at people like Elon Musk. I look at people like Robert F. Smith, right? These are people that I call super entrepreneurs. They're creating products and companies that impact the world so vastly that they have to become worth trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. And then they take that wealth to continue to impact the world, right? That's what I'm willing to become. What are you willing to become? And do you have a game plan to do it? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, he said, you got to become legit at this thing, right? That means you got to go all in. That means you got to go all in on whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, whatever your aspirations are, whatever your ambitions are. You got to be all in. It amazes me sometimes that I run across people who want me to be all in on their dreams. Hey, bro, you know what we should do? This is what they always say. You know what we should do? Because they're trying to rope me into their thing. No. That's your thing. You should do that. You should do that. And some of us get caught up in other people's thing so much that we're not able to build our own thing. You got to be able to say no to certain situations if it doesn't align with you becoming who you need to become, so you can do what you need to do, which will ultimately lead to you having what you need to have. That is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Extra Digit Movement, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still looking for, in the month of August now, we put in 12 new people in our organization that I'm getting them started in their own financial education franchise. The month of August, I want to add 10. So if you want your own business in the financial education space where you can literally get paid to bring economic empowerment to your community, then I want you to click on the link that I put in the description, workwithcortez.com/HBB. Workwithcortez.com/HBB. Y'all know I'm that home biz dude, man. I want you to have a home-based business so you can lower your taxes, get out of debt, increase your credit score, and start investing to build multi-generational wealth. Workwithcortez.com/HBB. So we're talking about how to invest or how to buy your first stock, right? Select an online stockbroker. That's number one. Number two, research the stocks you want to buy. Once you've set up and funded your brokerage account, and that's just like setting up a bank account online. And most of us have set up bank accounts online before. Setting up a brokerage account is no different. My man Evan Jefferson all the time says all of us should have 3 accounts. You should have, well, now he says you should have 4 accounts, right? You should have a checking account, a savings account, a brokerage account so you can access the stock market, and you need some sort of crypto account so you can access the blockchain, right? And we'll have him come on and really break down blockchain and all that kind of stuff. But you should be able to access just your checking and your savings. You need to be able to access the stock market, and you need access to the blockchain. Those are 4 financial accounts that you should have, right? So you've already researched and you got your brokerage account and you funded it, right? One of the reasons that I like Fidelity is because you can start it with $0. You don't have to fund it right away, but just go ahead and open it, right? Once you've set up and funded your brokerage account, it's time to dive into the business of picking stocks. A good place to start is by researching companies you already know from your experience as a customer. Listen, y'all. How many iPhone users do we have watching the show right now? Just put iPhone in the comments if you are team iPhone, right? I'm team Android, by the way. Usually when I say that publicly, people are like, oh, sorry to hear that. The iPhone people are crazy, right? You have an iPhone and you get the upgrade every time it rolls out every 6 months, but you don't own Apple stock. This is why I'm doing this show, because I tell y'all all the time, these shows are for me. I'm teaching myself, and I'm just talking out loud so y'all can hear me. When I heard that Wall Street Trapper interview with, I've heard him 3 times. I heard him on Ash Cash, in the vault with Ash Cash. I heard him on the Earn Your Leisure podcast. And then I started to listen to him and follow him on Instagram, right? He says, man, you got to at least own a part of the companies that you spend money with. And I was like, man, okay, let's do it. So start with the experiences you have as a customer with these different companies. You have an iPhone, you shop at Walmart or Target, you eat Kellogg's cereal or Post. What else do you do on a regular basis? You have internet with Comcast or Xfinity. All of these things that you're giving your money to on a regular basis. You got a cell phone plan through T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T. You have experience with these companies. Now it's time to start owning these companies. Don't let the deluge of data and real-time market gyrations overwhelm you as you conduct your research. Keep the objective simple. You're looking for companies of which you want to become a part owner. This is part of the game, y'all. Yes, there is market analysis. Yes, there is data and analytics on every company. And one of the reasons I like Wall Street Trapper so much is because he literally breaks things down in a very fundamental and easy to understand. And because of his street background, he breaks it down and uses analogies that we're all used to from the streets. Like I saw him do a video where he was talking about trap houses. Now, for those of you who have any background in the streets, which we all do, we got friends and family who are still in that street life, caught up in that game, right? Where the action goes down, where they sell their stuff on the streets, their street corner pharmaceuticals, they call that the trap house. Well, he also calls these businesses the trap house. I saw him do a video in front of Target, and he was talking about the trap house, which is Target. And he related the Target products and services to that of a street organization. And you guys know that dope dealers are entrepreneurs just in a perverted state, right? And he related it to street terminology, and I thought that was so dope, and it makes it so much easier to follow. But here it says, keep it simple. What companies do you want to own a part of? See, we had such wonderful experiences with some of these companies. Sometimes it's like, hey, I just want to own this company. I drink Starbucks every day. I want to own a piece of it. So now when I go and buy my Starbucks cup of coffee, I'm helping my company grow, right? Warren Buffett famously said, buy into a company because you want to own it, not because you want the stock to go up. This is from Warren Buffett. Buy into a company because you want to own it, not because you want the stock to go up. He's done pretty well for himself by following that rule. Once you've identified the companies, it's time to do a little research. Start with the company's annual report. Specifically, management's annual letter to shareholders. So every company that's public, they do a letter to the shareholders every year. The letter will give you a general narrative of what's happening with the business and provide context for the numbers in the report. After that, most of the information and analytical tools that you need to evaluate the business will be available on your broker's website. Again, that's why you have a brokerage account. They want you to have all of the information to make a sound decision, such as SEC filings, that Securities and Exchange Commission filings, conference call transcripts, quarterly earnings updates, and recent news. Most online brokers also provide tutorials on how to use their tools and even basic seminars on how to pick stock. Guys, they do webinars when you have a brokerage account. Fidelity sends me stuff all the time, inviting me, hey, man, you got mutual funds with us. We're doing a free workshop on mutual funds. You want to log in and learn a little bit more about mutual funds, right? You can go to these companies' websites, and for free, you can get all the knowledge that you need on buying investments through these companies. Remember, they want your money. They want you to do transactions with them because they get a piece of every single transaction. Why would they not want you to be the most educated and the most informed as possible? Most people, though, are still running around in 2021 talking about, I don't do the internet. If you don't do the internet, you are literally shutting yourself off from the world. I don't do computers. I'm like, the internet is 25 years old. Computers are 40 years old in terms of the personal computer. And you still talking about you don't do computers? Are you kidding me? But that's neither here nor there. That's not my problem, right? So that's how you look at various, you start the process of researching the companies that you want to own. Start with, I like this company. I've been rocking with this company. This company has good customer service. I want to own a piece of this company, right? Period. So let me go down. What's next? Number 3. Now you decide how many shares you want to buy. You should feel absolutely no pressure to buy a certain number of shares or fill your entire portfolio with a stock all at once. No, you can buy one stock at a time. And if you're using apps like a Robinhood and some of these other stash apps, they let you buy fractional shares, like a piece of a share, right? Let me see what is Apple stock. What is the price for Apple stock today? $145.86. Now, you might not have $145. Again, I'm going to show you how to free up some money to invest in the stock market here in a second. But you might not have $145. You might just have $50 today. Well, using an app like Robinhood will let you buy a third of a share of one of Apple's stock for $50, right? Because 145 divided by 3. So if I invest $50, I'll get a little over a third of a share, right? You got to stop making this stuff so complicated, y'all, right? So now decide how many you want to share. Consider starting small, really small, by purchasing just a single share to get a feel of what it's like to own individual stocks and whether you have the fortitude to ride through the rough patches with minimum sleep loss, right? You can add to your position over time as you master the shareholder swagger. New stock investors might also want to consider fractional shares, a relatively new offering from online brokers that allows you to buy a portion of a stock rather than the full share. What that means is you can get into pricey stocks, companies like Google, Amazon, that are known for their 4-figure share prices with a smaller investment, right? So SoFi, Active Investing, Robinhood, Charles Schwab are among the brokers that offer fractional shares. Many brokers offer the tools that convert dollar amounts to shares too. This can be helpful if you have a set amount you like to invest. If you want to invest $500, they have a tool that will automatically convert that. So you can say, hey, this $500 will buy you this many shares. So you can keep track with how many shares that you're actually owning, right? Is this good stuff? You guys learn anything today? I'm excited, man, about buying some individual shares. I've got some things that I plug into because I buy ads and what I do in this space People are always pitching things to me, and I'm learning about this game, man. I'm super excited, man. So choose how many shares you want to buy, right? Now, number 4, choose your stock order type, right? Don't be put off by all those numbers and nonsensical word combinations on your stockbroker's online order page. Refer to this chart, this cheat sheet, as basic stock trading terms, right? So this is why I gave you the actual link to the article, because they're giving you a short little spreadsheet on the terms that you need to know. And for those of you who are in the Financially Led Fathers group, sorry, ladies, this is a men's only group, right? And I got ladies asking to join that group all the time. Don't worry, my wife is setting up the group for the ladies. It should be available within a week or two. But in the Financially Led Fathers group, one of the thank you gifts you get just for joining the group is a free ebook on the terms that you need to know as it relates to the money game. And I guess I can give you guys the link for that, ladies. You can go get that free resource. Let me do that. You just can't join the Facebook group, but you can go get the free resource, because I give away 2 free resources. I give you a 30-day blueprint to get your money in order. And then I also give you the free ebook on the terms that you need to understand when it comes to money. So let's go to workwithcortez.com/F as in financially, L as in lit, F as in fathers. Workwithcortez.com/FLF. And you can go download those free resources, right? So understanding the terminology when it comes to money, there's 2 things that you got to learn. And I learned this from my mentor, Brian Bean. He said, you got to learn terminology and you got to learn perspective, right? Terminology and perspective are the 2 most important things that you got to learn when it comes to growing your money. And you're going to get those terms in that ebook if you go download it. There are a lot more fancy trading moves and complex order types, but don't bother with that right now, right? Investors have built successful careers buying stocks solely with 2 different order types. Number 1, market orders. With a market order, you're indicating that you'll buy or sell the stock at the best available current price, because a market order puts no price parameters on the trade. Your order will be executed immediately and fully filled unless you're trying to buy 1 million shares or something like that, right? And then I'm thinking, I'm buying these shares to own long term, right? There's long term buy and hold, and then there's trading, right? I'm talking from a buy and hold. I want to own companies that's going to continue to do well year after year after year. So if you owned a Apple stock, which is $145 today at the time we're recording this, in 10 years, that same Apple stock might be $245. And if you own 100 of those joints, if you own 1,000 of those joints, that's how wealthy people are getting wealthy, by owning other people's companies, right? And then good to know. So a market order is best to buy and hold, is best for buy and hold investors for whom small differences in prices are less important than ensuring that the trade is fully executed, right? So again, if I'm buying and holding, then I don't care about putting all of these other mechanisms in place around the stock. I'm just going to buy it and hold it, right? Limited order. So you got your market order, and then you got limited order. A limited order gives you more control over the price at which your trade is executed. If XYZ stock is trading at $100 a share and you think a $95 per share price is more in line with how you value the company, your limit order tells your broker to hold tight and only execute your order when the price goes to 95. Again, that's all trading stuff. If you just want to own the stock, I'm just going to go flat out and do market value. I just want to own the stock. I'm just going to buy it, execute it. I'm going to own and hold. I'm not going to worry about that. It's going to go down $2 tomorrow and go back up $2 on the next day, right? So how you want to buy the stock. Choose your stock order type. Number 5, now you optimize your portfolio. So let me just recap 1 through 4 real quick. First thing you got to do is set up your online stockbroker, right? It's easy to do, just like opening a regular bank account online. Number 2, research the stocks you want to buy, right? Look at the companies you already do business with. Why do you do business with them? Chances are those are some of the companies you might want to research to buy. Number 3, decide how many shares you want to buy. And you can even buy fractional shares if you don't have the money to buy a full share. Just get in the game. Number 4, choose your stock order type. When you place your order, just basically, if you're going to buy a piece of a company just to hold, then just use market orders, right? If you're trying to buy at a certain price, then you can put parameters on it with a limited order. Number 5, this is the last one. Then I'm going to show you how to free up some money so you can start investing. Optimize your stock portfolio. We hope your first stock purchase marks the beginning of a lifelong journey as a successful investor. But if things turn difficult, remember that every investor, even Warren Buffett, goes through rough patches. The key to coming out ahead is in the long term, is to keep your perspective and concentrate on the things you can control. Market gyrations aren't among them, right? You can't control the market fluctuation, but there are a few things you can control. What can you control? Once you're familiar with the stock purchasing process, take the time to dig into other areas of the investment world. How will mutual funds play a part in your investment story? In addition to a brokerage account, have you set up a retirement account such as an IRA, right? So these are things that you need to start playing around with. But learning how to buy your first stock is something that I got excited about. I know my man, Evan Jefferson from the Black Billionaires Club, has a course that goes deeper into this. Again, we talked about Wall Street Trapper as somebody. We talked about Earn Your Leisure does Market Mondays every Monday night. All you got to do is go to Earn Your Leisure podcast, do a Google search, or go to their YouTube channel, Earn Your Leisure, on YouTube. So how, Cortez, Dan, do I free up money to invest? Because right now it seems like I pay all my bills and I don't have any money left over to invest. Well, let me tell you this first and foremost. Flip that around. Stop paying all your bills first. I want y'all to put that in the comments. Stop paying your bills first. This is how you free up money to start investing. Number 1, stop paying your bills first. Start investing first. You know what I know about us? We're some creative geniuses. If you say normally at the end of the month, you have $100 left over after you pay all your bills first, right? Because it makes you feel good. You can sleep when you pay your bills first, right? All my bills are paid. I'm good. I don't have any money. I'm broke, but my bills are paid, right? Watch this. If you, instead of paying your bills first, you took that $100 that you normally have off the top and you paid and you invested and bought your stock. Now you're saying, well, Cortez, what if I get to the end of the month and I don't have the money for my bills? You'll figure it out. Because every single one of us have been down to our last $20 before. And by some miraculous creative genius, we made that last $20 last us 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. And we still got to get gas for the car so we can get to work. We got to get lunch. Kids got a field trip coming up. Somehow, some way, we figured out how to stretch that last dollar. When you pay yourself first, I promise you, you'll figure out how to make sure you come up with the money to pay your light bill at the end of the month. I promise you, because that's what we do. That's what we do. So that's what pay yourself first means, is I'm not going to pay everybody else first, not have anything left to build an empire for myself. No, I'm paying myself first with an investment that's going into my investment account. When I get to the end of the month and I got my light bill due and I don't have any lunch money for the last 2 days of the week at work, then guess what? I pack a lunch and I take something from home to work. I still pay my light bill. It's a little inconvenience because I have to pack a lunch, but I also invested. So number one, you want to free up the money to start investing, stop paying your bills first and invest first, and then pay your bills and figure out paying your bills. Even if you got to the end of the month and you had to go braid somebody's hair, ladies, you had to go sell one of your purses on eBay. That's better that you invested and then you figured out a way to take care of your bills second, right? You might even say, okay, let me call the cable company and tell them that instead of the $150 package, I'm going to drop down to the $100 package because that's all I have to pay the bill this month is the $100, right? Pay yourself first. That's number one. Number two, look at how you can turn your gifts, talents, or special abilities into an income stream. If you are just paycheck to paycheck right now, you can't cut no expenses, right? You can't, well, that's number two, is cutting your expenses. Cut your expenses, right? If you cut that cable bill from $150 to $100, then boom, you got an extra $50 to invest every month. But you can do that across the board. Maybe you cut your cable bill by $50. Then you cut your cell phone bill by $20. Then you cut your entertainment bill every single month. Instead of going out 3 times a month, you go out 2 times a month, and that saves another $150. Now you got money to invest, right? So cutting your, paying yourself first. Number two, cutting your expenses. Number three, making more money. We all got something that we're an expert at. We all know something so well that somebody will pay us to do it for them. We all know something so well that if we recommended somebody go buy something based on our knowledge, they'll buy it from us or they'll buy it through us, right? That's how you create extra money to invest. Turn your gifts, talents, and special abilities into income. I'm doing it right now, y'all. I'm turning my knowledge and my willingness to get in front of a camera, to share wisdom, to share my experiences into a podcast, right? I have sponsors for the podcast that creates extra revenue that I can pour into my investments. I have books, right? Every time I sell a book, that money goes into my investment account, right? You guys have gifts, talents, special abilities that you can leverage to create the extra income that you need to start investing and building generational wealth. Now, I will tell you the best thing to do is to join me in MWR Financial. MWR Financial is literally the perfect home-based business, and here's why. Number one, with MWR Financial, you get the Financial Edge membership. What is that? That is a service, right? It's an exclusive, members-only, private wealth club is basically what it is. You're going to get our tax strategy, which is going to increase your take-home pay on your job $300 to $600 a month. For about 80% of the people who come into the business, they're going to get some sort of instant pay raise. About 40% of them will get anywhere from $200 to $600 per month, right? Some will get $100, some will get a pay raise of $50. It just kind of depends on your current situation. Then we're going to teach you how to take that extra money. Instead of increasing your lifestyle, you take that extra money and you start paying down your debts, starting with your high revolving credit card debts. Why? Because every time you pay off a credit card, it's like giving yourself a pay raise. And because your credit score is based largely on your utilization. When your credit score, your credit utilization goes down, your score goes up. Now, in addition to that, our credit experts will go out and send the letters to your credit bureaus and to your collectors to get that negative stuff removed off your report. Now, some of you guys don't even realize that if you focus on just improving your credit and then you went and refinance your car loan, that alone can give you money to invest, right? What if you got your credit score to 750, you refinance your car loan, instead of $400 a month, it goes down to $200 a month. You just created $150 a month that you can start investing with. What if you refinance your mortgage and it went from $1,300 a month down to $1,000 a month? You just created another $300 per month that you can start investing, right? And our team will do this for you. And they will actually help you set up your brokerage account. They'll help you set up your investments where you're getting great returns on your money. Guys, $228, you have your own business. You have a team of financial experts that's going to help you in your business. And then you have a marketing team / family called the Extra Digit Movement, where we're going to help you execute and hit your dreams, hit your goals, right? Led by one of the best trainers in the home-based business space of all time. So we're going to make sure that you win, right? And then because you have a home-based business, you're going to create what's called phantom money. Phantom money is where you literally move like wealthy people do. Some of you guys got children, and you can have your children help you set up your social media accounts to market this business. You can pay your children $12,000 per year per child to help you in business. Now, this is what phantom money looks like. I take the $12,000, say I got 2 children. I make $50,000 on my job. I paid each one of my children $12,000. That's $24,000. So instead of me paying taxes on 50, I get to subtract the 24. Now I pay taxes on 26. But did the 24 that I paid my children, did that leave my household? No, it just got shifted around a little bit. It went from my income on my job. I transferred that money into my business account for my business. I wrote my children a check from my business account to pay them for their services. And then I took the money from my children's account after they deposited the check, and I went and paid for their school clothes and their school supplies, for their extracurricular activities. I even bought grocery for the house. I just moved the money around, and it saved me. It created a $24,000 reduction on my taxable income. Ladies and gentlemen, we ain't playing no games. We are serious about helping you build generational wealth, but you have to have the courage to plug in with us. And it does take courage to be an entrepreneur. And I get that. That's why we never bash anybody with a job, because we know it takes courage to step into this realm. But if you have that courage, if you are available, if you are coachable and ambitious, you need to get with your boy right away. So that's it for today, man. Until I talk to you guys next time, get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.